So I may have been to the USA recently and I might have done a little bit of damage to my credit card. If you want to see the goodies that I picked up on my recent trip to California, then just keep watching. I might start off with the stuff that I picked up from Sephora just to have a little bit of order to everything. But one of the first things I picked up was the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Now, if you've been perusing the beauty channels of YouTube lately, then I'm sure you would have come across this. And this is actually the foundation I am wearing at the moment. And I think this is a buildable foundation. I've only worn this a couple of times, but as you can probably see, I think it kind of gives a natural-ish finish on the skin. You can still very much see my freckles coming through. I also picked up a rollable of the Elizabeth and James Nirvana, the white perfume, and I've had this before but in the smaller version and I absolutely love the scent. I also bought the black one, which I like, but I actually like the white one more, so I decided to get the larger rollable. I still didn't commit to buying the big bottle only because I was worried about how much stuff I had and whether it was all going to fit in my luggage on the way home, so I just stuck with the small one. And this is a really nice, kind of sweet, kind of feminine. It's so I'm just so rubbish at describing scent. The black one is a lot more kind of deeper and muskier, so I think it's a bit more of an evening fragrance, whereas I think this is more of your daytime sort of fragrance. I also picked up the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon. This is in the shade black, only because I heard that this stays on the waterline for ages and it doesn't transfer. I am always on the lookout for a black eyeliner that doesn't transfer because I religiously line my top waterline because I just think it makes so much difference in giving you a really more fuller looking lash line. So far, so good. I kind of went crazy when I saw the Kate Somerville section because we can't get Kate Somerville here in the UK, so I really wanted to get my hand on some of her products. They aren't cheap, I have to say, so I was kind of umming and erring, and I swear I spent a good half an hour just kind of picking up product, putting it down, picking up product, putting it down. And I ended up taking away these two, but well, I paid for them, obviously. The Kate Somerville Nourish Daily Moisturiser. I've seen this one on Caroline Hiram's blog as well as the goat milk one, and I felt like this one was probably more suitable for my skin. It's a daily moisturiser. It feels so nice on the skin, and it's one that you can use AM or PM. It doesn't have SPF, so you have to kind of be wary about that, but I just think it feels really kind of light but feels nourishing at the same time, and it just absorbs really quickly into the skin, so you don't have to kind of wait around for it to sink in. Some moisturisers, particularly the ones that I use in the evenings, tend to be a bit more heavy, which I don't mind because I'm just going to sleep, but in the daytime it has to be a light moisturiser because obviously I'm going to be wearing makeup on top. I also picked up the Cytocell, I think that's how you say it, Cytocell P299 oil-free anti-wrinkle serum. Now, I was after a serum, and I think the one that I eyed up was probably $150, and I just couldn't justify spending that amount. But I picked up this one, and I'm all about anti-wrinkle. I'm not getting any younger. I've used this a couple of times, and it's just a really nice lightweight serum. Again, this is great for if you want to use it AM or PM. But yeah, it's nice so far. Skincare's a bit hard to review because especially if it's anti-aging, you don't see the results immediately, so only time will tell. I also picked up the large Living Proof Perfect Hair Day 5-in-1 styling treatment. I'm not sure whether this kind of helps towards styling my hair. It does say at the back it helps to smooth, volumize, condition, strengthens and polishes. I definitely think it does kind of polish and smooth because your hair just feels so soft and silky afterwards. I'm not sure if it has any impact on styling. So I guess moving on to all of the stuff that I picked up from Ulta. I picked up the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream and Anti-Aging Hydrating Serum. What drew me to it was the fact that it had SPF 50 in it. I don't have anything that has a high SPF as an SPF 50, So I thought this is a great one, especially if you're kind of away on a holiday in a sunny location and you want a little bit of coverage, but you also want to protect your skin at the same time. So instead of going for a separate SPF and then like a tinted moisturiser or foundation, why not use one of these? There wasn't much of a shade selection. I think there was only about 4 colours. I went for the shade medium, which might be a bit too light for my skin tone now, because I did get a bit of a tan when I was over there. I guess when my skin goes back to normal, this might be a better fit. I also happened to pick up the miniature by Undereye, also by It Cosmetics. This is their under eye concealer, and let me tell you something, this goes a long way. You need like a fraction of a pea-sized amount when it comes to this, and then it can be split between 2 eyes. That's how pigmented this stuff is. I've only used this a few times as well, and so far so good. I picked up the shade medium, and even though this is a tiny miniature version, I'm guessing this is going to take me quite a long time to get through it, considering how little you need. I picked up another one of the Blandi dry shampoo. This is the kind of powdery version. Some people are quite hesitant at using this kind of formulation when it comes to dry shampoo, because I guess if you don't work it in properly, you can kind of get that grey hair residue type look, and I'm sure that's not a look that most people kind of intend. I find it so easy to kind of work in the hair. I just put a small amount onto the palm of my hands, rub it together, and then just work it through my hair, and it literally just kind of melts in. I don't really have a problem of having like white patches in my hair, and I swear this stuff kind of absorbs the oil so much better than any other dry shampoo I've ever used. It must be something in the formulation, but I love this. And it's such a small little bottle, but it goes a long way. It took me probably more than 6 months to use up one of this, and normally a spray dry shampoo does not last me that long. It probably lasts me at most, what, 6 weeks. Even though I said I love that formulation, I wanted to test out the spray formulation. So this is the dry shampoo from Blandi. Maybe it will just be as good as this. I guess it depends on which kind of formulation you prefer. In Ulta, I also picked up the Hansen Airbrush for legs, and wow, it gives that really nice flawless airbrush effect, and it does add a bit of colour if you're lacking a tan. I wasn't lacking a tan, but you know, a bit more tan doesn't hurt really. I also picked up the Loreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set. I don't think any drugstore brand that I've seen has come out with a setting spray. I love a setting spray. I just think it makes a huge difference to the longevity of your makeup. It also helps kind of get rid of that powderiness when you kind of overdo it with the powder. So I wanted to see how good the drugstore version was. I also picked up 2 nail polishes, and I think I picked this one up from CVS actually, and it's the Milani Colour Statement Nail Lacquer. I actually wanted the matte liquid lipsticks, but they were completely sold out, so I had to make do with the nail polish, and this is just a kind of mauvey, dusty, rosy pink shade, which I'm so obsessed with at the moment, especially when it comes to lipsticks in this type of shade. So yeah, I had to pick this one up, and because I was after a periwinkle blue type nail polish for the longest time, but I've never found the perfect periwinkle shade, I spotted this one from China Glaze, and it's in the shade Secret Periwinkle. Yeah, so I can't wait to try this one. And just in case you wanted to know, this shade is doesn't actually say what shade this is, so yeah, sorry, can't help you there. Then I picked up something that I've wanted to try for the longest time, but I haven't picked it up because the UK version is different from the US version. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. In the UK, this foundation runs pink, and as you can see, I'm nowhere near a shade of pink. I definitely have a lot of yellow tones in my skin, and I knew that the US version runs more yellow, so I picked up, at first I picked up the shade 104. I was actually after the shade 105, but they didn't have it in stock, so I picked up 104, which I pretty much I'm sure it'll probably be my kind of normal pale winter shade. And then I also picked up the shade of 106, which is my perfect shade right now for my tan skin, and I am absolutely gobsmacked at how good this foundation is. Unlike with the Too Faced Born This Way, I haven't been able to make a kind of a decision as to whether I love it or not. With this, on the first day I wore it, I was like, wow. And it didn't click that it was foundation. I just thought it was my tan looking skin. But then I was like, hang on a minute, I've been rocking this tan for almost 2 weeks ago and my skin has not looked this good. So the second time I wore it, I was like, okay, this foundation is all sorts of awesomeness. For me, it's not a flat matte finish. It's a very real, natural matte finish. And the finish is just absolutely flawless. And I don't know, it just kind of makes your skin look like it's glowing without being sheeny or shiny. It's still very matte, but your skin just looks good. It's just good skin in a squeezy tube. And maybe I should have just stocked up and bought a whole ton of this, but I didn't actually try this foundation until I was flying on my way back to London. I also picked up 2 of the Maybelline Colour Sensational lipsticks, and I picked up the shade Lust for Blush and Touch of Spice. Lust for Blush is more of a cool toned mid-tone pink, and Touch of Spice is more of your kind of terracotta type pink that is very much the 90s Kylie Jenner lip. Matte lipsticks are becoming so kind of advanced in their formulation that, you know, they're non-dry and they're really creamy but give just a matte finish, and these are very much that. They're creamy but have a completely matte finish, and they're quite long wearing as well. So yeah, like these 2. Then I also picked up this makeup brush from e.l.f. and it's a small stippling brush, and I've kind of been eyeing up the MAC one. I think it's the 188 or something like that, but I can't kind of justify parting way with my money for that. And this was $3. I don't own any brushes from e.l.f., but I'm really kind of keen to give this a go. I also picked up the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, which is just a white crayon pencil. I thought this would be a kind of nice base on your lids when you're working with lighter colours, and I can't ever get my hands on this in the UK because it's always sold out, so managed to pick one up. I also picked up, because I'd completely forgotten to bring any sort of liquid type liner, so I picked up the NYX Felt Tip Liner. This is just a black felt tip liner. It kind of works, I guess. Nothing kind of special or anything. It's very, very black though. I also picked up the NYX lip liner in Peekaboo. It's a perfect shade of pinky nude. Yeah, and it has a kind of mauvey tone to it, which, you know, is so my cup of tea. Spur of the moment last minute purchase is this Loreal Silk Kiss Me eyeliner, and what drew me to this was the colour. It's in cobalt blue, and the formulation is ridiculous. It is so creamy, and it has a bit of a metallic sheen as well, which I'm really keen on giving this a go. And then finally, I picked up the Maybelline Master Conceal. This is the Camouflaging Concealer. I picked this up in the shade 30 Light Medium. Again, it's something that we can't get over here in the UK. And this again is another seriously pigmented concealer. A little goes a long way. Really good concealer and inexpensive too. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this massive Sephora, Ulta and CVS haul. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!